Hello, everybody, friends included. It's time now for a review. I'm not going to review that. I've left it there for another reason. I'm going to review this one. Now, this one comes from the range with the likes of the original, the Nectar D'or, Lasanta. This one, Quinta Ruban. What does that mean? Well, maybe I'll tell you. But for now, let's talk about Glenmorangie. Oh, so when you're pronouncing this, make sure you don't upset them by saying something like Glenmorangie, thinking the M is silent and that is actually the word orangey. Glenmorangie. No, Glenmorangie. Getting closer. Glen, pronounce more, and the G bit, NG, pronounced as a J. So Glenmorangie. Morangie. Kicking it, you know? Anyway, there we go. So, Glenmorangie Quinta Ruban. What can I say? Time to pour it out. Oh. Well, it'll go everywhere. It's not even fizzy. So, what can I say? So, the idea of Quinta Ruban. There we are. This is interesting. Quinta, quite an old word. Portugal. If I remember correctly, it talks about where the grapes are, or were. Something like that. I can't remember exactly. It's a long time since I did the tour. And Ruben is the... Oh, hello. Gaelic, I believe, for red. Something like that. So it's like Portuguese, Scottish, Gaelic, that comes together, old and new. Yes. And it looks at the colour. Look at that. That's a really nice orangey kind of colour. It doesn't say anything about it. What does it say? It does say Ruben is the Gaelic for ruby. Red, ruby. Oh, I was close. Bottled in Scotland. No, it doesn't say. Okay. Perfected. Beautiful. Here we go. It's aged for 12 years. Matured in ruby port casks. Matured in bourbon casks, then extra matured in ruby port. Sorry, I didn't see the top bit. So if I remember correctly, it was 10 years in American white oak. And then port pipes. 1 minute. Hand pitch, Jura Valley in Portugal, port pipes. And I believe it was done to help it avoid, that those were quite large. I think it was done, port pipes done to avoid sweetness or something like that. I can't actually remember. It was like 2 years ago when I did the tour. Very good tour, really nice. Very Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. You get all the packaging branding, Louis Vuitton. Yeah. But for what you pay for this whiskey, I'm sure you're going to agree. Very worth the money when you compare nosing, tasting, stuff. Pricing, I think the cheapest in it is about 46, 47 pounds sterling. Most expensive is about 50. So you're not looking at a lot in difference. Some people might charge you postage and packaging. It is 46%. Now I know some people are, you've got to add water for that. Legs proceed quite nicely. Good pace for the legs there. I have to tell you now, do not add water to this whiskey. I know it might open it up. I know it might make it easier. I know it might. Don't. This one, don't. Please, don't. Enjoy it. Beautiful. Time for the review. Okay? Bit of a long-winded introduction. If you forgive me or you won't, there's no need to apologise. So, we'll go to nose. I remember it. It's beautiful. Okay, so it starts off with a subtle hint of like a dark chocolate. It's a bit minty. Oh, hang on a minute. It's not even after 8 yet, but I can smell minty chocolate. Don't worry. Old joke. You have to be there. Berries. Yeah. So the American white oak, I can smell like an oakiness to it. I don't know if it's the exact American white oak that I can actually smell. I wasn't there. It was a long time ago. Was I even born 10 years ago? Oh no, it's a long time. Raisins. There are other fruits there. It's quite fruity. Oh, I am getting excited, sorry. I better swallow that before I start, Apricot. Apricot. Peach? I say that with a question mark. It's been a while since I've eaten a peach. Especially after what happened to James. It's glaringly obvious with the port finish. It has to be said that throughout the whole experience, whenever I see a whiskey that has had a particular finish, I do my best to ignore that. So if it's sherry cask and it's port cask, I try my best to overlook that for now. Yeah, I know you're there. It's like that annoying kid in the classroom. No. It's like that. Although it's not annoying, it's rather wonderful. And you can see why they picked the port pipes that they did, because that port just smells exquisite. And I do like port. I prefer whiskey, but I do like port. Portuguese port. First 4 letters of Portugal. Port. If it weren't for port, Portugal would just be Ugal. I have a feeling that'll open up a bit more in a minute. I'm going to try some on the palate now. Quite a few people ask me, why do you use these glasses? You know, we come around, they have an evening, and they're like, oh, that one's cool. Can I use that tumbler? Whatever. And it, yeah, you can. It's quite nice to drink out of that. But I've always found, I don't want to warm it up, I've always found having something that you can hold away from the glass, don't want to transfer temperature, and I've always found that this kind of shape, there is a correct name for it, helps with nosing. It's a real nosing glass. Like, makes you look like you know what you're doing, even if you don't have a clue. Oh, I'm smelling something. So yeah, anyway, that's why I like this glass. Move on to the finish. Palate. For how much you pay, I mean, that whiskey didn't want to be swallowed. There's so much coming to the fore that I was just chewing that. If you haven't tried this one and you like your Glenmorangies, you'll like it. It's not smoky, it's not peaty, it's none of that. So if you're like, oh, I don't really like those, well, this is the one for you. For this price, that is. Sure, you can pay more, you can pay less, but this, for that price, that finish is still there. It makes me want to suck my own teeth. Oh, it's a good finish. Whew. So, the palate. Okay, so I was getting, obviously, the port, very beautiful. Fine port in there. We're getting the Sorry. The port, very nice. It's very chewy. A chewy kind of port. It moved into like wild berries. It was sweet. It was actually sweet. I have to say, I found that quite sweet, especially middle to end. It was very sweet, very thick as well. Thick set. The barley, sugarish, sugarish. Is that a word? I'll make it a word. Why not? I know people. Sugar barley sugar. One of the two. Really nice. Nice little combo between them there. I would like to try some more. See what else I can get. It is very juicy as well, especially on the fruit front. I'm going to mention the berries, but there was more there. I wanted to hold it for longer. So I'm going to taste some more, nose it a bit more, and see what else I can get. Getting bits of nutmeg, orange. Nice, very nice. Almost like a bit of a jam kind of. The berry texture, it's like a jam kind of feel to it. Very nice, juicy, fruity. I said the orange. Mentioned that in there. Dark chocolate. If you're a sweet person, not sweet as in, I like my chocolate. Glenmorangie just seems to, for some reason, go well with dark chocolate. I really enjoy Glenmorangies with desserts. You know, it's very, very good for that. The finish was just long and sweet. It's still there again now. Fantastic. As I said, do not add water. It does itself. It don't need any help. There we go. So that would be my review of the Glenmorangie Quinta Ruban. Put it in your cabinet, put it in your collection. Savour it. It's beautiful. Okay, so I will now quickly do a summary. Glenmorangie Quinta Ruban, 10 years American White Oak, and then it went into basically port pipes. Very nice. 12 years all in all. 10 and 2. That's what I didn't say at the door. No, whatever. In terms of nosing, so for the nosing, I was able to pick up. Oh wow, it seems like a long time ago now. We were able to get obviously the port. I always say that last though usually, but I say it now for the first time. It's like an oaky, white oak kind of taste to it. It was quite fruity. We've got apricot, we've got peach. There was chocolate in there, dark chocolate after 8. That's what I said. Dark chocolate with mint after 8. Really nice. Great nosing, very enjoyable. I went back to the nosing. Quite fruity as well, I remember that much. It was good. Very nice on that front. The palate in itself, it started off, obviously, because I mentioned the port, towards the end I was able to get the port straight away. There were berries in there. It moved into other fruits as well. Very juicy. The fruits were very juicy. It was chewy. The port side I found were very chewy. I mentioned barley, sugar, that kind of stuff, and then I mentioned that there were dark chocolate in there as well. Dessert whiskey. I always think this is great with desserts. You got your dessert coming, ask for a lovely little dram. Have the 2. Delicious. Really good. The finish was astoundingly good. Made me want to suck my own tooth. What I said. It was long and it was sweet. Very good on that front. I feel like I've missed something off of the palate. I think you should do this during the summary. Palate, orange, randoms. Almost like a, yeah, I said nutmeg. Nutmeg, I said orange and nutmeg. So there we are. When you get more time, watch the whole video. So now, what I shall do is I shall finish this off, and I'm going to make sure I look after my whiskey. So keep it out of direct sunlight, add your preservative, add your magic tape. You know, if you've got a neighbour that leaves his garage open, happy days. So all you do, you can stop watching the video now if you don't want to see this. You open the whiskey. Oh, hello. You get your preserve. Buy this on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon, you've been mentioned in my video. I hope you give me some kind of retweet. Or whatever it is that people do these days. Like my video. I keep forgetting. Like my video. So what you do, you have to stick that in the top. Whoop, and I'll explain how it works as I've done it. You get the little cork stopper. Oh my gosh. Put it there. You see that? Spray it against the side of the glass like so. You've got to go for 2 fairly good blasts. There you go. Put the topper in. Now that you've done that, you put that there. You get your electrician tape. You unwrap it. And you form a really nice seal around the outside, like so. And that there will keep your whiskey good. It depends how long you spend between drinks. Yeah, if you're drinking your whiskey within a couple of days, don't bother. If you're drinking it within a couple of weeks, don't bother. But if you've got a bit of a collection and you want to keep it preserved and keep it fresh for as long as possible, I strongly recommend this. And then, next time you help yourself to some of your whiskey, it's all part of the show. Next time you help yourself to some of your whiskey, do it again. Take that off, lovely little stock that you've made yourself there, and put some more preservative into it. It keeps it fresh. But I've got quite a few whiskies that I want to keep fresh for a while. I've got some that I literally will only drink if it's a special occasion. Some of them it's a special occasion just to open them in themselves. They kind of merit their own drink. You're craving one of them, you go, I'll have this one. That's a special occasion in itself. One preserve, 13 quid, 14 quid, I don't know, something like that. Really good, buy a few, because you get your electrical tape, buy it from Amazon. Don't take it from your neighbour's garage, that's just a cheap shot. Put it in there. The way it works is simply put alcohol, liquid, heavier than the gases in there. This preserves, basically it gets the gases that are in here are heavier than the gases in there. So when you spray it in, that displaces some of the other gases and sends them out through the small gap you left for the topper. This is the heaviest thing in there after the liquid, so it sits on the liquid. It doesn't go below the liquid. Look, can you see it floating? No, it goes just there. That forms a nice little lid film on top of your alcohol. The rest of it sits on top. That preserves it perfectly well. Better than the other methods in my opinion. I've done it for a while. I've gone back to some that I literally haven't opened in months. Poured it again. Compared it with my tasting notes. I don't know where I put my book, but I have a tasting notes book. I keep track of everything. Did I find anything when I revisit it? There's an additional note section. Did I find more this time round than last time? It just keeps it, in my view. Doesn't taste any different, doesn't taste worse, doesn't. Anyway, keep it out of direct sunlight. Try this. That's all I've got time for, guys. I hope you find it helpful. If you don't, well, make it helpful. Simple as. Shout out to all my friends. Shout out to everyone that's just nice to me. I dedicate this video to everybody. Right then, you take care, guys. Cheers.